I'm Alan Ross. I'm the managing editor of APC Technologies, and we are here at the NETA, the International Electrical Testing Association, their 2023 PowerTech Conference, doing interviews. My guest with me is the Director of Communications for APC Media, Rachel Linke. Rachel, thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely, Alan. Would miss it.
We're just going to have an interesting time with all of these people, and tell me what you like best about these interviews.
The best part about these interviews, I feel like, is that it really brings about a lot of great thought leadership, and I really just love how you make everybody feel so comfortable, Alan. You really try to get people to just be comfortable and in their own skin, and then so much great information comes out of it.
So let's see if we made people in the next interview comfortable. Enjoy. My next guest is Steve Park. Steve is the Director of Technical Training and a whole bunch of other stuff for say it again.
Electrical Reliability Services.
Electrical Reliability Service. And I'm a reliability guy, right? Because I retired as the president of the Electric Power Reliability Alliance.
Okay.
So I'm very involved with it. But first of all, Steve, tell me how you got into the industry and why you got into the industry.
Well, as a young child, I was always interested in electricity.
Did you ever shock yourself?
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
Okay.
My dad worked at NASA, so I was always interested in the cutting edge technology.
Yeah.
And when I was graduating from high school, I didn't know what to do. So I thought about learning a trade.
Okay.
So I joined the Air Force. My dad was in the Air Force. My brother was in the Air Force. Joined the Air Force, and I became a high voltage lineman. Played with electricity, played with high voltage, climbed tall power poles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put yourself at risk from height and power.
It was a thrill, right?
Yeah.
But that was my early days, and then I just kept wanting to learn more and more. I got involved in an education program within the military, got sent to Purdue University, got my bachelor's in engineering, got a commission in the military, worked as an engineering officer in the Air Force. Went back, Uncle Sam sent me back to Purdue, got my master's, and then I taught at the Air Force Institute of Technology and taught people how to do power system maintenance and reliability. Then when I left, I joined initially a NETA company, High Voltage Maintenance, and been with High Voltage Maintenance, ERS, which are all one conglomeration now, for over 30 years.
Really? 30 years, wow. So you're going to do a commercial for them in just a minute.
Okay.
But as the Director of Training, you have two problems. You got to continue to train the people you've got because times are changing, equipment's changing, and they got to be ready to do it. The other part is you got to take in the new recruits because we don't have enough people coming into the industry. So a growing company has got to take in new people, and you're responsible for getting them trained up. Talk a little bit about the challenges that you face doing that.
Yeah, like you said, it's twofold. You have to continue the learning path of your more experienced people. And we typically do that a lot through third-party vendors.
Okay.
Go right to the experts and have the experts train our people so that they can become the experts. That's a little bit of a smaller bite in the company. The big bite is new recruits, bringing them in, getting them interested. Power systems isn't always a sexy business, so you got to make it interesting to them, show them how exciting it is. And we try to do that. We're a big company. We have a lot of locations. We give a lot of people a lot of opportunity because of that. If we bring somebody on board and they have a special interest or talent, we help them develop that and help them grow our business by using that talent and interest.
Safety has got to be a big part of any training program that you do, and you can't train safety in. It's a behavioral thing. But talk to me about safety training within the company.
Yeah, we have a focused training department, and we try to keep everybody up on all the regulations and all the safe work practices. We go out and we monitor job sites. We fill out survey forms to make sure that they're applying everything they use. As a trainer, there's nothing worse than hearing about an accident and doing a root cause analysis and, finding out, what the mistake was. And, human error is the big piece of that.
Yeah.
So how can we somehow get rid of this human error factor and drastically reduce these accidents? luckily we've come off of one of our best safety years ever. Yeah, so we're real happy about that, and real excited.
No, we've got some switch gears.
Yeah.
We hear that in the last few, and it's not anybody killing anybody.
Yeah.
Okay. The career arc that people take, because you had a career arc. You are what I call a practitioner. And there's people who are training directors, that's what they do. Then there's practitioners who become training. That's got to help you in how you help people with their arc. Because you started thinking, I'm going to be here, now you got a double E, then you got a master's in double E, and then your time in the Air Force. That's brilliant stuff. How do you instill that opportunity in other people? Through training.
Yeah, I like, there's nothing more rewarding than training somebody and you see the light bulb come on.
Yeah.
You know, you see that they get it. And I try to split our training into two pieces. There's the academics or education, and then there's the training piece.
Okay.
And I like to teach the theory. I don't want a knob turner. I don't want a button pusher.
Yeah.
I want somebody that understands how that test set operates, what it is they're doing, what the numbers mean they're recording, and how to properly communicate what those numbers mean so that we can write a comprehensive report for the client. So I think separating the education and academics and providing that with the training is critical, because I came from the tools. And so I know what it takes to do these things. I'm not just training out of a manual, I'm not just training out of a book. I'm training out of real life experiences, and that's always been beneficial to me my whole career.
I'm going to use that line. You said I came from the tools?
The tools, yeah.
I
work with the tools.
That's going to be a snippet in this interview. That's going out there, man. That's a good point. Came from the tools. Okay, I want to switch gears twofold now before we end. NETA. Talk a little bit about NETA and this whole apprenticeship program that they're working on with the Department of Labor. How familiar are you with it? How important it is to the company?
So I'm not extensively familiar with it,
Right.
But all of these companies are all fishing in the same pool, fishing in the same lake. We're trying to find the recruits. Recruits will often migrate between companies, find a better opportunity, better location.
Poaching. I hate poaching because all they do is bid up for the dollar.
Yeah, bid up the dollar, and that's the free market.
Yeah.
But we've got a smaller workforce coming in. We've got an ever-expanding power system out there, whether it be data centers or other manufacturing, high tech.
Distributed energy.
Distributed energy, all the new energy stuff that's going on. So we need to find those people that are interested, or find a way to make them interested in this. For me, from the very beginning, I was interested in electricity.
Because of your dad.
Because my dad, yeah. He tinkered with TVs and did repairs, as a side thing, and he brought home all this high-tech stuff from NASA, and so I was just automatically feeding on that.
Yeah.
But today's, young kids, they may not have that. They may not know what they want to do. They may think that college is the only way, and it's not. Even though I have multiple degrees, when I left high school, the last thing I wanted to do is sit in a classroom or get educated. I wanted away from that. But here I am all these years later, and that's not quite the way it went, but each one added value to what I was able to do.
Yeah.
And now at my stage, as director of training, I want to give back. Before I retire, I want to make sure that I don't walk out the door with a lot of knowledge. I want to impose that knowledge on these young kids and feed them and make them interested in this exciting business of reliability.
You can have impact on the degreed engineers and on the skills trade, and that's very unique, Steve. So congratulations on that. You will have it. You have had impact, I'm sure, and you will have impact. Last question. We're on an elevator. We're coming down. Tell me why I should do business with your company.
Well, Electrical Reliability Services was a charter member of NETA. We helped build NETA, yes. What is now ERS? It started as ETI.
Okay.
It was a company on the West Coast. The other sister company, High Voltage Maintenance, was a charter member of NETA. It was in the Midwest, the Rust Belt.
Okay.
Those two companies grew to be two of the biggest, strongest companies within NETA and across the nation.
Okay.
Emerson Electric acquired us in the mid-90s, put us together as a single cohesive company, separate but together.
Yeah.
and we provided a national platform for testing.
Don't you love switchgear?
Oh yeah. You're supposed to be yelling out, "Coming closed."
Somebody did that a little bit, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
So you know, we have offices across the nation. Any location you're interested in, we have some of the best training facilities around. We provide a good career path for our employees, and we're safe. We have one of the best safety records in the industry.
I love
and that's important.
I love the fact you ended with that. I was gonna come back around and say, well, how important is safety? But I didn't have to do
Nope.
that. Steve, that's wonderful, brilliant, great interview. Appreciate it.
Thank you.